Hi, have you ever seen those impossible 3D prints that look like they were woven? And you thought, I wish I knew how to do this, but I don't have the time or energy to learn G-coding or Grasshopper? Now you can take a shortcut. No CAD, no slicer, just a shape, texture and one file to the printer. This is OGcode. And hello, I'm Rob. Vases, planters, lampshades, open sculptural mesh pieces you can't really make any other way. Use cases are endless. All of them have something in common. They are single wall spiral prints, so one continuous line of material. Expect to test, expect to learn. OGcode is experimental and gives you enough rope to design things that won't print, like steep overhangs, extreme patterns, aggressive twists. There's nothing stopping you. Know your printer, expect to test and iterate, and if that sounds like fun, you'll love it. Regular 3D printing means modeling in CAD, exporting in STL, slicing it and send it to your printer. Custom G-code means either writing G-code manually or using software like Rhino with the visual coding platform Grasshopper. These Grasshopper node trees can get very big and complex and require you to master it. Shout out to Lasso, who provides some of these on Patreon. Another way of playing with G-code is through Blender. Also shout out to Claywoven, who is also on Patreon. I was a supporter of both, but in the end it felt like forcing software into something it doesn't really want to do, because you always need some kind of plugin to get it to work. What I wanted to do is to create a generative shape, modify G-code, and in the end have a file that I can just put on my printer to print it. And because I couldn't really find an app for this, I decided to make one myself. OGcode collapses all of that into one step and runs in your browser. Here's how it feels. The app has a numbered flow, top to bottom. Step 1 on the left side defines the shape, which you can also see in real time in 3D. In step 2, you can add a generative pattern to modify or completely change your shape. Step 3 is the direct G-code manipulation, where we can play with the toolpath. In step 4, you can add one of the floor types or leave it empty. And in step 5, we define the printer settings. Follow the workflow and you will end up with a finished G-code file that you can drop onto your printer's SD card. Let me walk you through it lightly. Alright, let's take a quick tour. We start with number 1, the profile editor, where you can draw a curve and it spins it into a 3D object in real time. Down here, you've got a few sliders to adjust smoothing of the curve or the maximum height and diameter. If you want a part to fit onto something, you can set the top and bottom diameter. For something more specific, there's this pen tool, which lets you draw the way you do in Illustrator. Hard edges, and you can add or delete points. There are other ways to start a shape too. A polygon, for example, for drawing a box or other straight-sided forms. And the lattice cage, where the object is defined by the cage. Or if you already have a model you want to keep working on, you can just import it here. In the viewport, you have 4 ways to look at your model. The first is the base model, which you can also export as STL. The second is the toolpath view, where you'll fine-tune things later on. The speed view gives you a visual feedback on speed, handy for overhangs, for example. And the preview gives you a rough idea of what will actually come out of your printer. On to the next step, the pattern. There's a growing library of generative designs you can use to alter your model. Things like waves or sunflower spiral. You can even use live effectors if you don't want the pattern on the whole model. Here you can adjust range, and here you can change the position. Okay, on to the next one. Number 3 is the surface texture. Let's switch into the toolpath view, because this is where you start playing with the toolpath itself. And it lets you do crazy things that normally couldn't print. Take the mesh, for example. The visual representation here isn't quite accurate because it doesn't account for the material melting. My favorite are the stitches, which give the object something like a geometric pattern, and you can fade them in and out. But I go deep on these on the next video. On to the next step, number 4, the floor. Here you can pick one of these options, no floor or concentric with a hole in the middle. And number 5 is the printer settings. You've got a couple of printer presets here. You can pick your material and you can pick the nozzle size. And if your printer isn't in the list, you can still paste your own start and end code here. You can also fine-tune overhangs either by detail or by speed, but I go deeper into these options in the next video. And if there's a popular printer missing from the list, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to add it. Once your part is finished, you can download it and put it on a SD card and print. By the way, you can also see how big the model is on your printer. You can simulate the printing process, or you can save this project for later. As you can see, you can get to a G-code file very quickly. Now you just have to take this SD card, put it into your printer and select the file there to print it. At this point, I want to remind you again that you have to double check the G-code file that you just exported. You can do that in Prusa Slicer or Bamboo Studio, for example. There, the main thing to look out for is that the tool head doesn't go out of the zone that the tool head can reach. And on top of that, I would keep the printer a bit of company when you print for the first time. But don't be scared, the printer won't explode or anything. I just want you to be on the safe side and double check. To me, I have to say, with the presets, it never happened to me that anything was wrong. So that's it for now. I gave you a quick overview. You can get the app from ogcode.dabi.me, link below. My plan with this app is to keep updating it, of course, and add more features. In general, my goal is to share what I know about design and 3D printing, and this tool is just a part of it. In the next video, I go deep on all those patterns and textures and all those little sliders in OGcode. So, see you there.